Good afternoon, traders. It is Friday, September 19th, 2014. U.S. stock market is closed. I'm trying to get this out of the way. I just want to do this darn thing, fix up the website, and forget about these markets. And I'm going to go do some long distance hiking in the mountains this weekend and try and forget about these markets. I can't think of a period that has been more frustrating than the last week or so. The problem is, it isn't that we're losing huge amounts of money, because we're not. But the fact is, we shouldn't be losing any money at all. Yesterday, the Dow Jones Industrial Average gains over 100 points. I use the Dow as a good measure of the overall market. I know we don't trade any Dow stocks, but nevertheless, our trading usually correlates pretty well with what the Dow does. So Dow goes up over 100 points. We're going to get into quite a bit of stuff, and we're going to expect to make money. Well, it went up over 100 points yesterday. We had follow through today. Last night the Scottish independence referendum failed, and that really pushed the overseas markets up. So the Dow, our markets, take off like a bird first thing in this morning, and I think the Dow was up over 90 points for a little bit right at the beginning of the day. Now, that's follow through. We get into stuff yesterday on a big push. We should get out of it today and make a lot of money. I'm sorry, we didn't make any money. We lost money. In fact, we lost in every single thing we got into except one stock, and I think we made a couple $100 in it. Everything else was negative. I mean, it just, and it started out not too bad, but then it just got worse and worse as the day went on. I couldn't believe it. And I just look at these, I look at the market, and I think it's a bunch of fluff. It's a fake. It's, Dow Jones Industrial Average made all-time highs today. It's just fake. It's not real. This is a lousy market, and we can't make any money up here. All there are is sellers. There's people just jumping on this to get short, because they looking at this, I think, and they say, hey, this thing's got to come down. Now, I'm not saying the bull market's over with, but there's just nothing that can be sustained at these levels that's going to make any money from the long side. That is my reading, and I just am really really upset and frustrated with it all. Anyway, we closed out negative $8,600 a day. As I say, we only had one winning stock, and it made $200. So we're not doing very well there. And then we got into not a lot of things. I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 stocks we got into, but nothing there either. And as a result, we're carrying negative $2,000 over the weekend. So, we're basically batting zero, and not good. And I'm not happy. I want this overall market to sell off, and sell off big. We can make some money if it does, but we're not going to make any money buying stuff up here. Anyway, let's take a look at the charts. Okay, we're looking at the Dow Jones Industrial Average, and you can see here, 2 days ago, this was the Yellen bull spike, let's call it that, and that's when she was speaking. The market responded positively to those comments, even though it sold off a little. Then we had good follow through yesterday with the Dow gaining over 100 points, and then we had the Scottish referendum last night that pushed the overseas markets and our markets on the open quite high. And I think at the top of the spike up here, by the way, that's all-time highs for the Dow. we got up here about a plus 90 points, and then, you know, the shorts just think, oh, we can't believe our opportunity here, and they jump in here and short this market all over the place. There's really nothing but selling going on up here, and it brings it down. We get a little rally and then a more significant sell-off at the end. So the Dow ended up closing up only 14 points, and I would call that a very weak rally, to say the least. But my problem with this is that this all just looks like a bunch of fluff to me. I think the only opportunities up here are selling opportunities, not buying opportunities. And, you know, we trade a system that gets us buying stuff up here, and we just lose across the board. And that is what has happened. I want this market to come down. It doesn't look good to me at all up here. This just looks to me like a big selling opportunity up here. Anyway, that's my opinion, but I don't like this up here. I don't like this at all. I'll show you some of my frustration here. This is in ANAC, that's Anacor Pharmaceuticals, and we bought this, you know, we get this big gap up here this morning, and then a huge spike, and we get in right up here near the top, and of course it just sells off, and we're still holding this, but we're down $2,000 on this. And this is the problem. Just like everything we're doing is doing this, because everybody's selling on these spikes. They you know, anything that goes up, it's a selling opportunity. It's not a buying opportunity, and that's exactly opposite the game we play. So we're getting beat up on this stuff. I'll show you another one that just is enough to tear out your hair. And the thing is, this is JRJC, China Finance Online, and the thing about this to keep in mind is that we're really not losing very much money here. In fact, we may not have lost any money at all, but it still is really kind of makes you a little bit nuts. We bought this thing yesterday, and it just like Anacor, it started selling off. And when JRJC closed, we're down about $3,500 on this thing. It opens exactly where it closed. So this morning, you know, the rest of our stuff was pretty good this morning. We had gone from negative to positive, but in spite of that, and we made that positive in spite of the fact that JRJC was negative over $3,000. So you would think our equity would improve when this thing starts going up, but it didn't. Everything else went to hell while JRJC is getting better. And we went from negative over $3,000 here to positive $3,000 up here, almost a $6,000 swing there. And I took a screenshot there and put it up on StockTwits, but I was perhaps premature in my optimism, because it comes back down and actually goes slightly negative here. Then it starts to rally here, pushed up here. We got nice positive slippage on this because the power of this, but where this exit that is showing on the screen is, that is exactly $0 profit. In other words, we had, you know, a break even from here to here. Well, you could just say tough luck, you know, at least we didn't lose any money. And then what you don't realize, that where we get out here, even at zero profits, is quite a distance from where it closed yesterday, and what that does is it sets us up for another buy, and we're very close to it here. And yeah, the stock rallies, bingo, we get back into it now. And of course, as soon as we get back into it, it pulls back. So we're holding negative $1,000 in JRJC. So that is frustrating. But as I say, we haven't lost any money in this stock yet. But I would sure like to see us start taking profits like up here rather than coming back to zero and then getting back in and then seeing it have come back some more. So very difficult markets, not, almost impossible to trade. I will continue to trade them. I believe in the system. The system will get better. In truth, we're not losing a huge amount of money, but it's just really, really frustrating right now. And I don't think that there's much opportunity of buying at these levels. Anyway, that's the way it is. This is Trader Bob signing off. You guys have a great weekend. I'm going to have a great weekend, and we'll see you on Monday.